So we're going to work on the pressure sensor and making sure we attach it properly. So some of the things you need to keep in mind is that this strip here that has all the lines onto it, that one needs to get the power. So I guess if you think about like power filling up all these lines, you're going to use this one. And then the other side is the side for the GPIO pin. So either any of these 3 pins you can use, you just have to make sure your code matches what you're attaching to. So just as always, I use red for power. And this one, again, we can always look at the devices and decide, and geez, like the only thing we have here, instead of having something to clip onto, there's these holes. And so we know that this is a female connector and we need to plug the male pin into that. So I'm going to make sure that I have my power on the correct side with those lines. And so for me, it's going to help me to think about filling up all of those with power. And I'm going to attach it to the 3 volt. And I'm trying to use my left hand, and I am so not, nope, I'm giving up on my left hand. It's not as capable as my right hand. Oh man, maybe it's just me. Okay, so I have the 3 volt attached. Try and slide that back on. All right, now I'm going to use, and again, I have all my testing stuff going to pin 0. Oh yeah, I used my left hand there. So I have that plugged in. Now I'm going to plug the other side in, and I make sure it's going to that line side. And so I know that I've done it right. So my first thing is I just want to get the state when it's not doing anything. So I would typically attach this to something that I was testing. And so when it's just sitting here, I'm going to take a peek. So I'm getting about 968. We'll have it go through a few more iterations. 968 again. 968 again. Wow, that 968 is pretty consistent. So I'm actually going to write this down on my note card. So my flex resting state is 968. So you can see I have a little card here. Now I'm going to try bending it. Now I'm going to try bending it towards here. So I'm just going to bend it a little bit and see what happens. So I got 973 when I bend it towards. And again, I'm making sure not to bend down close to here. So 973, okay. So I'm going to say, I'm going to bend in towards lines. 973. So it went up a little bit. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to bend it the opposite way. I'm going to see what happens. So I got 890 there. And 890 again. And 895. Okay, so I'm going to do away. So I get 890. So these numbers are not very, there's not a huge difference between them, but I can see that my resting state is around around 968, 970. If I bend it towards the line, it's going to get slightly higher. And if I bend it away, it's going to get lower. So that tells me, depending upon how it bends. And so that's going to be helpful. So I'm going to document those things. If I'm going to use this would be, again, if I had it inside, maybe I would use this inside of a book cover or inside of a box. If I had like a jewelry box or a treasure box or something that I wanted to keep safe. Also inside a door, I could have it bent a certain way inside of a door so I could tell if someone opened the door. So these would be all good uses for the flex sensor. And I would still need to test the resting state once I attached it to a device. So this was just to give a sense of how it works. And so right now I would make sure that if I took the picture that I could see which pins it was attached to, and that I would probably pull this up too, because I would want to make sure that I could see that the red wire goes to the line side. So if you wanted to tape, you could tape sort of the wires down instead. So that way you could see where it's being plugged in. And the other side has the input. So you want to be clear which side the wires are going into. You're going to take that picture and add it to the document.